Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now September 18th of 2025, and ever since September 10th when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, a very terrible day for a lot of people out there. And we have a lot of people coming together, really sharing their emotions, lending their support to his friends and family and his wife Erica Kirk. And there's a lot of other things going on simultaneously. We have a lot of those associated with the media, associated with the film industry, whether it's actors, actresses, producers, directors, writers, coming out and saying some of the most downright offensive things about Charlie Kirk, and even Charlie Kirk supporters. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, I'm sure that many of you out there already know about the most recent news, is that Jimmy Kimmel Live has been cancelled by ABC and Disney following Nexstar and Sinclair taking action and refusing to air his show, and basically putting both ABC and Disney into a very complex situation where they had to actually cave and take a show off the air. Now, what's interesting here is that not only did this actually happen just last night for starters, when other forms of programming took over Jimmy Kimmel's show as a result, but now you have a lot of actors, a lot of actresses taking a stand and are trying to defend Jimmy Kimmel's Charlie Kirk comments. Now, in case you guys did not know, basically Jimmy Kimmel tried to paint, Trump supporters, MAGA Republicans, etc., as those trying to score political points over Charlie Kirk's murder in specific ways. And it really backfired not just on him, but also on ABC. Now, you have some celebrities out there, like, for example, now Robert De Niro, who was trying to turn this into, yet again, another political talking point, and let's get into the actual specifics of that. Now, of course, on top of everything here, with the assassination of Charlie Kirk causing so many to come together to support his family and friends, and how it's also creating a wave of firings and cancellations across the board over people saying downright offensive things about Charlie Kirk and his fans. One major development going on now involves the aftermath of Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled and pulled off the air by ABC after making his Charlie Kirk comments, with some celebrities now defending him, especially after Ben Stiller did on social media. One of those now involves Robert De Niro, yet again doubling down on his typical agenda, where he delivered the following. It's a very sad time that we are living in right now. If it wasn't clear before, it is clear as day now that freedom of speech is dead after what happened to Mr. Kimmel when he was canceled over a joke. A simple joke. Is this the America that we accept right now? What has happened to our country? This is proof that everything Trump touches turns to hell. The jokes he made about the MAGA cult and Trump supporters is something that he has been doing for many years now, and then suddenly, because of what happened recently, this gives ABC the authority to pull him off the air. This is a terrible act, and ABC should be ashamed of themselves over what they did, not just to their customer base, but to their shareholders. And I couldn't be more ashamed over what they are doing right now by bending to Trump. I can only hope Jimmy gets the chance to return, because film, cinema, and the entire media as we know it, it's dying, and from my point of view, it's already dead. It has been ever since Trump took office again earlier this year. This is totally disrespectful from ABC, and not right coming from ABC, and I stand with many out there that share similar views to mine. People like the great Ben Stiller, who was also brave enough to call out this insanity on social media. ABC and Disney, shame on you. What are you thinking? I can only hope that ABC has learned their lesson, that they are about to lose a ton of customers over this. Trump and his supporters are creating nothing but chaos in this country that was way better off under President Joe Biden. None of this madness was happening under his administration that we are dealing with today on a daily basis. The media needs to protect themselves somehow, some way, and I don't know how they are going to do it. Hollywood also needs to protect themselves from Trump taking away their freedom of expression. The media is bending to Trump far too much now, to the point that it is becoming scary to live in this once beloved country. Now guys, let me just stop here and say one thing about Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, obviously, nobody wants to be a fan of him anymore. Whatever fans he has left right now, it's very much minuscule. And there's a lot of people that realize that the illusion is gone. What do I mean by the illusion is gone? Well, when you look at the face of Robert De Niro, right, and what he's said about Trump, Trump supporters, America, especially what he's saying now about Jimmy Kimmel Live getting canceled and how it leads to, or equals to, freedom of speech actually getting, canceled outright, which has zero connection there. You look at his movies, whether it's The Godfather Part 2 when he played a young Vito, or when you're looking at Casino, or many of his other films out there like Raging Bull, you just can't see the same Robert De Niro anymore. You associate the face back then with the face that you see right now. And that's just the end of the story. That's how it is, and that's how I feel whenever I see him on television. Now, we already know that Robert De Niro, he's trying to actually paint a narrative here that what Jimmy Kimmel did was all done in good fun, was all just, an innocent joke, when in reality, it was quite offensive. We all know it, and they know it. And I think that De Niro is just really trying to just use this as another example of creating a political talking point against Trump, against his supporters, and more. And we all know that you're going to have celebrities coming out of the woodwork to use the whole Jimmy Kimmel cancellation situation to prop up their own political narrative. And you're going to hear more about it from Ben Stiller, from Robert De Niro, Alec Baldwin, George Clooney. I mean, you bet it's going to happen. Now, he goes on to continue, and it may be time for many like myself to check out and leave this country. This is an insulting decision by ABC and those at Disney to make such a call. They need to tune out the noise from the MAGA gang and bring Jimmy back, because if they don't, I don't see how ABC will be able to handle their own business anymore with late night television. This is a disgrace, and shame on MAGA for intimidating ABC to make such a call. This all needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. So, again, I don't know about you guys, but I feel that there is a 50-50 chance right now that Jimmy Kimmel is going to come back to his show. Unfortunately, I do feel that it's going to be a 50-50 chance, because right now where it stands, notice how they say his show is canceled indefinitely. Alright, not permanently, indefinitely. So they don't really know when his show is coming back. There's really no date. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks, it could be 6 months from now. But overall, we know that Jimmy Kimmel, I believe his contract was already going to be canceled, or was facing a near end in 2026 without a renewal anyway. So I think that when you're looking at the ratings, when you're looking at how many people are speaking their mind, when the market is now speaking, you can only, imagine what is going through the minds of ABC right now, and how Disney is dealing with a lot of shareholders that are very disgruntled right now. They're very unhappy with Disney. They're very much, appalled over what Disney has put up with for the past several years. People like Jimmy Kimmel, The View, which actually holds Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and more. The fact that they dealt with that for so many years, and kept them on the air, and defended them for so many years as well, it's ludicrous. And that's exactly why their ratings have been falling across everywhere. And even their morning shows, like Good Morning America, not too hot right now as well. But overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about De Niro, about Ben Stiller, about other celebrities coming out of the woodwork trying to defend Kimmel, and trying to really just call out ABC. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.